track's pretty good. I mean, it's not as fast as last year, but it's a little bit dirty from the hurricane that just passed through. And there's actually some dirt on one of the corners that kind of stained it, and it's pretty slippery, but not bad.
The guys I work with are amazing. They're awesome. We put our hearts and soul into this thing, and every day we're working our butts off.
Chassis guy, chassis man, we just keep going. Everyone on the team knows their job. They do it real well, and somehow I say this bunch of misfits ends up on the box. So we get the job done.
It means taking parts off, such as forks, giving them to the suspension guy, letting them do their work, cleaning the bike, just maintaining it, keeping it up to race-worthy condition.
It's interesting a lot of times. There's not a lot of us crew members, so it gets a little hectic, especially if we have 6 bikes and 2 mechanics and a guy doing tires and fuel. And running in 2 classes, especially this year, has been really tough time-wise. So. But it's real fun, and I learn a lot because I have to do everything. Yeah, I love working with Gary. He and I get along great. He teaches me a lot, and he's easy to work with. A lot of people tell me he's real tough to work with, but I don't have any problems with working with him. I love working with him.
This way, it's a little slower process than working with people that, you know, like on a world championship category. The category's a lot stronger in World Superbike. You know, the guys know what they want. They know what direction it needs to be, and then this, they're still learning. They're still learning. I mean, it's like learning to walk, you know. So it's a lot different.
We did some changes to the bike. Actually, we changed to the other bike and changed suspension over and did a few other things.
Just anywhere pretty close to the top 10. I like to be in the top 10, but you know, looking realistically, I think we can get pretty close there.
He was 9th or 10th this morning in the morning warm-up, and he said the bike was feeling great. It was much, much better. So we got a lot of confidence going into this last race for him. Getting to work with these kids, Huntley and Tommy and David, and last year working with Jake and with Joey, they're all great kids, and they can teach you a lot about, you know, riding. And sometimes I've learned it's better sometimes to work with the kids that are learning. That way they're kind of adjusting themselves to the bike, and so it's almost trickier where they don't really know what they want. They don't know what they want the bike to do. And so we have to find a medium where we have the bike this way and they're riding that way, and somehow meet in the middle. Oh yeah, extremely challenging. If they want something done to the front end, they don't really know what they want done. They just know what the bike is doing to them. And sometimes they actually can't explain that correctly to us and to Gary. So trying to figure out what they're saying and what they want the bike to do, and then us having to figure out what we have to do with the bike, whether it's adjusting the front end, the rear end, the engine braking, anything. It's a little tricky, but you learn how to communicate with the riders very well, especially working with as many riders as we do. A lot of different styles, and a lot of different kinds of feedback needing the same thing. So I've learned a lot about how to communicate with the riders, various different riders too.
I work with some younger riders that that you just have to take that next step. And that next step is a rough one. And it takes a lot of confidence and someone to work with one person all the time. I think Huntley sees a lot of my attention has to go several different places, and it's not 100% towards him. And I think it's kind of gotten to where it bothers him a little bit. We've gotten to where we have very good communication with each other. It's just that I have to go do other things besides just strictly for him.
Yeah, I got another mechanic, Vic Fasola. He's I guess he's a legendary MMA mechanic that I never heard of either because I'm only 19. But yeah, he's been awesome. He's cool. I like hanging out with him, and he's doing good work on the bike.
They did well. They need some more experience, obviously. A little more help wouldn't hurt either. But they did great. For what they got to work with. I mean, they did an excellent job.
I think if Huntley can pull off a top 10, then that'd be great. It'd be better than yesterday. Yesterday he got 13th, and so I'm looking for a top 10 out of him today. And looking for another podium out of David or Tommy to follow up yesterday's podium.
Yeah, it was a pretty good finish for Sunday. Good way to end the season with a nice top 10 finish. We actually made some improvements with the bike, but I felt all right today, and I wish there were more rounds so we could keep going.
Considering the injury that he had and just what it did to him, he's recovered a lot, and especially just this last weekend in New Jersey, he's stepped it up, and he's pushing himself really hard. And sometimes not everything's perfect with the bike, sometimes not everything's perfect with him, but he rides through it, and he's really good at giving a lot of feedback. And just every weekend, from the first time he goes out Friday to the very last race on Sunday, he picks up a ton of speed. He's always several seconds faster than when he started. So he's doing really good, and I think he's going to do great next year, especially. So
I'm actually not going to be hurting myself again. I'm actually going to get my ankle worked on again, have some surgery, get the stuff taken out, and have a lot of time to build up strength and hopefully make a Daytona tire test and do a lot of testing before the season so we don't get thrown into it in the deep end like last year.
Mr. Chimney, MIC.
The West Coast #1 plate from Gaviria. It's great to have a young guy like this represent our sport, putting on such a fine show. We're tickled just to have him part of the MMA Pro. Congratulations, David. We're not done yet.